it's not every day you get to interview the star of a movie you're about to review.
But it is, I guess, for you, Rich, right?
Well,
Just another day.
not every day, but most days, yeah. No, it is fun to get some insight from them about the making of their movie, like this tidbit from Eddie Izzard.
May I present the Augusta Victoria College for Girls.
Welcome to Augusta Victoria. There's been an alliance between England and Germany for many years.
What sort of Englishman would accept a post teaching Herr Hitler's League of German Girls?
Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
We should keep an eye on him.
Whoops, sorry, wrong flip. Anyway, for some reason, this little seaside town that Eddie Izzard grew up in, by the way, was lousy with these finishing schools for female teenaged Hitler youth. And that ended up being an irresistible story for him. So he basically got the rights to the story, wrote a script around it, and cast himself in it, which is what totally I would do. And in my, And in my interview, Izzard spoke of the creative license they took with the script around that nugget of truth, but the fiction is not nearly as interesting as the facts. It's a bummer, but it's just not a very thrilling spy thriller. Now, Izzard and Judi Dench and Jim Broadbent, they're all in fine form in an otherwise kind of pedestrian story. Spends way too much time on inconsequential developments, not enough time on anything really revealing or riveting about that school or the response to it. Maybe being a newbie to writing dramatic stuff didn't help, resulting in 6 Minutes to Midnight being a pretty average film. With fine acting, it's an interesting premise, just wasn't explored very well. That's a criticism that's going to show up again, I think, in my next one. It's a sci-fi flick, dystopian future. Yeah, you've heard it all before, but there's a twist on this one. On this planet, the thoughts of every man are literally popping up on display for every woman to see. It's chaos. It's chaos walking.
It's so loud here.
We call it the noise. Happened to all the men on this planet. Every thought in our heads on display.
Where are all the women?
They're dead.
Or are they? I really didn't expect much from this one, frankly, at first. I thought the visible noise plot device was pretty contrived, and dystopian flicks are a dime a dozen, but Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley really sell it, and the supporting cast, including the likes of David Oyelowo and Mads Mikkelsen, create bad guys you really hate, and it pulls you in. The whole thoughts on display thing actually kind of grew on me, but it wasn't explored enough. There were whole worlds of social and sexual and psychological undercurrents that really could have been explored. Imagine if your every thought was on display, but they just weren't, in favor of more standard young adult sci-fi fare. Still, an entertaining flick becomes fairly engrossing due to the actors' performances amidst, yes, a predictable script. But most critics didn't like it, and although most audience members did, I did think the percentage would be higher. But Chaos Walking was better than I expected, even though it didn't go far enough, really. A B- from me. Maybe it benefited from my low expectations. In any event, you can see either of these films in theaters right now or at home through Apple TV and Vudu at least.
Yeah, I find that works well when you have zero expectations.
Set the bar low.
Set the bar so
me.
low, you're pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, low expectations have always benefited.